Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Welcome to episode 7 of the season 2 versus streams, discussing Disney Mandalorians versus the Legends EU Mandalorians. And with me, I got Price is Right Review, Geeky
What's
Pixie, and a newcomer, Caitlin. How are you?
Welcome.
Doing great.
And unfortunately, Mara Jade could not join us tonight. She had other things that took priority. So that is
No
also
problem.
fine. It's absolutely no problem. So with that out of the way, hello to the two people who are watching in the chat right now.
Hello.
Smash and subscribe to the son of a gun. He's a pretty awesome dude.
Yep. Please do smack that like button or blast that like button like a Mandalorian. Subscribe to the channel for more of these awesome streams. And
This is
share
the
the
way.
stream. Yep. Share the stream out, and always remember to stay humble, because if you lose your humility, well,
Your insanity.
you also lose what made you a good YouTuber, in my opinion. Anyway, getting into it, EU Mandalorians versus Disney Mandalorians. This is full transparency, folks. This is basically going to be another Disney mock, like it was with Valen versus Ray, like it was with freaking Emo Bitch versus Jason Solo.
Wait, you actually did that? Really?
Yes, I did.
The Ray one?
Yeah.
What?
I did. I did the Battle of the Emperors, and then I did the Battle of the Emperor's Daughters.
Alright, keep going.
And I even clarified for anybody who still believes that Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter. Fuck you, she is not. She is Palpatine's daughter. That clone is 100% genetically identical to Palpatine.
That's creepy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, dude,
Well,
got his zombie dick wet.
basically,
Well,
they
her
just
name
ripped
is
off the.
Skywalker now.
Well, like I said, the big thing I took away from the Disney trilogy, they're just basically rip-offs of some of the EU books and storytelling, if you think about it. In some respect.
That's all they do. They just
They're pale imitations of the EU, yes.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, they turned Revan into a freaking stormtrooper legion. What the fuck is wrong with them?
Well, no, I would say this, though. They didn't really directly, I would say stomp on him. They just more paying homage to him. Because, like I said, the whole squad is named after him.
They don't pay homage.
No. I know. I'm not trying to be a defender. I'm just saying what I believe they might have done it for, but yeah.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. But anyway, EU Mandalorians. A lot of people love to say that Disney is diverse. Well, they do their forced diversity. They can take their forced diversity, sit on a cactus and twist. Where the EU Legends was actually rich in diversity. All the diversity that they actually care about. Here's the thing.
Yep.
Transgenders existed in Star Wars before Disney got a hold of it.
Yep.
Gay people existed in Star Wars before Disney got a hold of it.
Oh no, you can't cut out facts. Their brains can't comprehend it.
And other characters, even characters who were non-binary, believe it or not.
Well, yeah, a droid.
Droids.
Cyborg.
Yeah. But also, there were alien species that did not have reproductive organs. How you doing, Subhuman? Good to see you.
Hey, what's up, man? Subhuman, nice to see you. Is my boy Dino in there?
I'm pretty sure he'll be here. He's a mod. He knows. Also, Soul Assassin should be coming in soon.
Nice.
If they're not watching Friday Night Tights.
Yeah, Friday Night Tights tends to run an hour or go an hour.
Yeah, Gary's done pretty well with that too. Gary knows how to throw it down when he does a stream like that too.
Yeah, I mean, this is the best time that I can to stream. So yes, sadly, it will be going against some big names. But
no big deal. Yeah.
You gotta draw some people to your streams by doing stuff, and this is what I do. But anyway, one of the things is EU Mandalorians during Fett's time, or Boba Fett's time as Mandalore.
Mm.
His second in command was a gay Mandalorian,
Mm-hmm.
Braylor.
Yep.
He was actually a freaking gay Mandalorian. He had a male partner. He had a male lover.
But the point is, no one cares about that.
Exactly. They mentioned it, sure. They kept it organically in there, and then they moved on.
Yeah, but it's like they're not shoving it in your face kind of thing, like what Disney does.
Exactly.
Like Netflix does or Disney does, yeah, for sure.
Drunk is live right now. God dang it.
Oh God, and Drunk is live. Jeez.
We're good.
Right,
We're good.
right. Because Ords was supposed Drunk 3PO. He was Ords was supposed to be doing a gaming stream, but because he has to take care of his wife, She Queen, she got second degree sunburn. So Drunk
Like I said,
3PO picking up the slack.
Like I told Caitlin, the community is large, so there's gonna be all kinds of activity. So we're all good.
Oh
Got
yeah,
plenty of chance. So we're good.
but yes. So we're going up. This is, again, folks. It is a mock stream basically because there is no chance in hell that these Disney and even Filoni-verse Mandalorians are going to live up to the Mandalorians that were the EU.
Nope, now close.
Let's provide some context. EU, Karen Travis Mandalorians, the real Mandalorians, they had structure, they had a language. They didn't necessarily have a species. They did eventually, or they did at one time have Mandalorian species, but that species died out and they had to adapt. So they became a culture.
Either one.
Yep.
Right.
And then they also have their 6 tenets to be a Mandalorian: your armor, your clan, your leader, and your family and whatnot. All of that is the closest description of real life people to the Mandalorians of the EU are the Irish and the Spartans.
I can see that, yeah. I can see a little bit of that.
The Irish, they love to fight. I know, I'm Irish.
Scottish sometimes too, yeah.
Scottish also love to scrap too. But the Irish are also farmers.
Yep.
Guess what the Mandalorians are also?
Farmers, yeah.
Farmers.
Yeah.
And happy night to you, Happy Dino. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, what's up, Dino? Good to see you, man.
And he's saying hello to Caitlin as well.
He's always showing. He's always chatting with me. He's pretty chill.
Yep. He's a lovable Tyrannosaurus.
I was going to mention the biggest figures in the EU as far as Mandalorian culture is Mandalore the Magnificent, the very first leader of the Mandalorian people. Yep. Then after him came Mandalore the Ultimate that Revan defeated. And then Tor Vizsla was the... I think this is my personal opinion, but I might be wrong on this, but Tor Vizsla was the first of the Vizsla house, and he was the only Mandalorian in my reading that he became a Jedi and a Mandalorian. First Mandalorian Jedi.
Yeah, hence the Darksaber.
Yeah, and he created the Darksaber, yeah. So, given all those famous figures compared to what... Because I was trying to put this together in my head, that the Disney Mandalorian doesn't have the same kind of history, but since, like I said, all this is not considered canon to them. So my question is, what does Disney have as far as history that can really back up an argument from the win against these guys? You know.
Well, one thing that Disney does have is that they did have Jango Fett reinstituted as a Mandalorian, where he is a foundling. That is one thing that I was very happy when they did in The Mandalorian, when Boba Fett was coming for his armor. He showed Din Djarin, this is me, Boba Fett. This is my father, Jango Fett. And he even fought in the Mandalorian Civil Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
They even made that a canon. Yeah.
Which is why I was so confused. Like Filoni and Favreau grew up watching Star Wars and they were fans.
So they know about the lore. Yeah.
So why throw out that lore? You know.
Because they had their own vision that they wanted to put. Well, Favreau actually he wanted to respect. He wanted to
George Lucas.
respect the lore and the creator. That is
Yep,
why
George
a lot
Lucas,
of
yeah.
that is why there is a kind of not
Civil War of sorts.
not a civil war of sorts, but there is a conflict in Lucasfilm right now. It's not a full blown civil war though, because
yet.
unfortunately, that bitch Carol Baskins, also known as Kathleen Kennedy, happens to have full creative control and whatnot. Now,
Yeah, but
go ahead.
no, I was going to say that she basically just threw it all away so she can do her own vision, but while at the same time just ripping it off every single bit with every story she puts.
And you're absolutely right. Now, the worst thing, believe me, I was a fan of Clone Wars. When Filoni Wars came out, I was a fan. I will fully admit that.
Me too.
However, when they got to the Mandalorian arc, when they said that's the peaceful and pacifist world of Mandalore, I'm like, I literally had food in my mouth and I spit that shit all over my bed. And I spit that shit all over my bed because I was watching it in my bedroom. I'm like, what the fuck did they just say?
Well, this is my opinion about that. The Mandalorian, story arc was, in my opinion, just mixed because, Death Watch was a remnant of the old ways, like you said. Then they started changing their culture into more like pacifist peacekeeper. So I did like that dynamic between who is the real Mandalorians, the Death Watch or the pacifist government.
And that is an insult to Karen Travis's Mandalorians, and I'll explain why in a second. But yes, the Mandalorians in this Clone Wars, where they're this pacifist nation, and Death Watch is the warriors of Mandalore that used to be the real Mandalorians. It's like, Filoni, you do realize you have pissed off not just every person who sided with Karen Travis, because she rage quit Lucasfilm because she's like, what the fuck did you just do to my Mandalorians?
Right.
I had a culture. I had a history. I had rich lore. I basically pulled a Tolkien, and you just spit and shit all of it away.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah.
And believe me, when I saw the special features where the making of these parts, and I'm like, and he's like, yes, there is this huge culture, but we are paying respect to that. It's like, no, you really are not.
Well, like I said, basically Death Watch is basically just a remnant of those ways, like I said, and then they tried to recreate them. Yeah.
Death Watch in the EU was not a remnant of the old ways. They were completely honorless, and they were considered Darmanda, meaning
I agree. I agree with that part. I agree with that part. I'm trying to say that in the Clone Wars, from Filoni's perspective, he tried to create Death Watch as if they are the old warriors of old, so to speak.
Even the Death Watch from the EU, there was no old ways that the Mandalorians were always honor bound.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
I'm just saying the way Filoni changed it. Yeah.
Greetings from on the road. Saw you were live and wanted to stop by and say hi. Thank you. Probably not the safest idea while I'm just listen and don't watch. That's all I can tell you, buddy. Be safe while driving. Keep your eyes on the road.
Well, I just thought my point makes sense. Like I said, he's trying to change the story arc of Mandalorians to where the Death Watch represents the old Mandalorian past. So you get my point, though. Yeah. Anyway.
And even their stupid language that came from Concordia, or it's the dialect of Concordia or Concord Dawn in the EU. They actually did put a smidgen of Mandoa in it, and I'm like, if that's not insult enough, that the fact that you caused Karen Travis to rage quit, you stole her fucking language.
Yeah, I agree.
That's so like Disney, though. That's like classic Disney. I mean, Star Wars fans have been saying for years, like, Lucas should have sold it to some nerd who was a basement dweller who had lots of money, like, or just sat on it.
Well,
Like,
I think
and not
he
sold
gave
it
it
at
to
all.
Kathleen Kennedy, who worked with him. I think he really thought that she was going to honor his thing, and even they said he would be able to be on call if they ever needed his help.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even when
And he
sold it to
was,
them,
and then they
they
chose
got-
not to use it, and that's why he did not go to the premiere for Rise of Skywalker.
Or the other, or the
Hashtag
Force
release the
Awakens.
Lucas
either.
cut.
He didn't
Yeah,
watch
the
any
Force
of them.
Awakens. Yeah, the Disney ones. He didn't go to any of them. Yeah.
But this was even before Disney acquired it.
Yeah.
This Clone Wars was also part of George Lucas was trying to make it kid friendly or more kid friendly to a new generation. It's like, do you honestly think that kids would not be able to understand the EU even as kids? Believe me, I was a kid reading the EU. I understood it.
Not to mention playing the games, the Knights of the Republic too.
Exactly.
Yeah, Knights of the Republic was my jam. Yeah, absolutely. And it added to, I think that's what EU has over Disney is like they have a whole fleshed out lore and history.
Story,
And then when Disney took over and was like, nope, we're going to delete all this canon, the fans were like, well, then you have to build from scratch. Like this whole lore has been built for 30 years, you know? Like
40 years actually.
Reading these books, we've been in this universe.
Think about that for a second. 40 years for the books is gone. It's like, what's the point then? What's the point then?
What's the point? Yeah.
And the stuff that they have nowadays is so inconsistent and error-filled and just plain old stupid and retarded. And I say that, or by the way, YouTube, I say the word retarded by its actual definition. Held back and hindered.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can't freaking hit me with a strike or any sort of violation of terms of service. You see, unlike those oversensitive little whiners on Twitter, I know the definition of words. But yeah.
So don't give a crap what they think.
Well, I have to do it. I have to do it to basically protect my channel. I'll basically say, well, if I'm going to say this, I at least have to give them.
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter doesn't know how to open up a damn dictionary. But yeah, Orange Hat, Disney doesn't believe in a kid being able to use a VCR or read an old book. That's actually, something Happy Dinosaur. That's actually very true. They don't.
But going back to what I was going to say, going back to what Caitlin was saying about the 40 years for the books being erased. That's why I was trying to. That's why I was kind of puzzled when this first started. That with all this lore for the EU, but then the Disney Mandalorian doesn't have any history at all. I can't really compare them to now. Like I said, you have a big blank.
Yeah, and then they were cherry picking from the EU, which they said didn't exist after a while. It's like, well, it's not canon, but then they actually went and boldly stated it doesn't exist. And I'm like, bitch, you honestly think you can neuralize us?
No.
This isn't saying geeky doesn't exist, and then like her still being there. It's like,
yeah, I'm right here.
And this is my puzzling part of it is when, like, how do we compare the two now? Because like I said, they're cherry picking now canon. When the rest of the lore is not complete canon at all, it's like, how do you compare the two now? You know, it's basically the same story, but like I said, Disney's just trying to cherry pick all the lore and try to piece it together little by little, so to speak.
Yeah. So
makes it difficult for me.
Now this is the kind of Mandalorians, the EU Mandalorians. Strictly good to see that you're back home safe, Pastor G. Thank you very much. Disney sucks, enough said. You're damn right.
Yeah,
right.
Now, the EU Mandalorians, Boba Fett was always a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He even had a sister, or no, Jango Fett had a sister, Arla Fett, who Cal Skirata actually saved from the Republic because the Republic had driven her insane.
Well, there was a whole Fett clan too. Cassius
Fett
from the
whole Fett clan. So for them to be like, "Oh, he wasn't a Mandalorian," I'm like, what?
Yeah, but even them. It was not actually a Fett clan. It was a Vet fan, VHETT. originally, but it then evolved into the Fett clan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the thing
because Kestis Vet was the second in command of Mandalore the Ultimate during the wars too.
Yep, and freaking Revan beheaded that Mandalore like a boss. I mean, he's like, "Oh, you guys lost," and to give you basically shame you further, he just took the dude's head clean off, and he's like, "I'm taking your helmet. You will be leaderless."
That was. Do you guys remember in season 1 of Mandalorian where the Smithin woman Mandalorian, she mentions Mandalore the Ultimate? I got kind of surprised, but also a little bit afraid because when she mentioned Mandalore the Ultimate, because that just included Revan as canon if you think about it. Because anyone who references Mandalore the Ultimate rather than Rebels or Clone Wars or the Mandalorian, that automatically tells me that Revan's about to become canon again. Because, like I said, Revan's the one who defeated Mandalore the Ultimate. And remember how she says we were in wars for hundreds of years against a group of sorcerers named Jedi. So when she mentions Mandalore the Ultimate and the wars between the Jedi, that kind of surprised me and kind of concerned me. That saying that they're trying to slowly bring Revan back to the picture or back to canon in that sort of sense. And I was afraid they're going to be trying to bastardize him as they do it.
Oh, they will. Definitely.
Yeah, they definitely will. Oh, just wait.
No, I'm saying that's what I was afraid of. If they did it now in the Mandalorian now, it's like they're just going to bastardize him. I'm going to hate him so bad if they do that.
And here's the thing: we have, moving on to the Disney Mandalorians, we have the Death Watch, which are basically the Mandalorian warriors. Now they have their jetpacks, they have their cool gadgets. Yeah, sure. But here's the thing: because Disney had to do a hard reset and Filoni had to pussify them,
unbelievable.
You have a group that is, well, no longer viable. They're no longer feared. They're no longer legendary.
Nope, they're just scattered throughout the galaxy.
Yeah.
And so when pit up against the old Mandalorians, the EU Mandalorians, what do the EU Mandalorians have? They have animals that are centuries old that can stick with them. The Streels, the six-legged hermaphroditic animals.
That's funny you said that.
Yeah, they're hermaphrodites.
You're right. They are.
I know you're right. I just want to talk about it. Keep going.
But they also can fly and they drool excessively.
Yeah. Didn't they also have crate dragons as well?
No, crate dragons were not a thing with the Mandalorians. They had the Mythosaur skull, but that was basically the sign of the Mandalorians.
Yeah, but, I remember reading somewhere that said that crate dragons were kind of a threat for some species or some people out there, and then Mandalorians kind of caught themselves in the crossfires on them at one point, I think. But
that was the Tusken Raiders, yes, but they did sometimes contend with crate dragons on Tatooine because, well, they were a challenge. But anyway, the EU Mandalorians also have basilisk war droids, or Basulik, as they call them in their own language. They are master forgers of Beskar, like the armorer in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Except that I would have loved to have seen them expand on Beskar forging. It's just that they couldn't because, well, that was an underground forge. But they make their weapons out of Beskar, and their planet is rich with Beskar.
Right. Yep.
And Fire, good to see you.
Hey, what's up? I was going to say that because considering what we're talking about the EU Mandalorians, I just think about their honor codes, their way of fighting, their way of going about conquest or ruin their planet. Kind of reminds me of Klingons in a small way too. They're basically similar to the Klingons in a way too. They're just not as ruthless as the Klingons are.
Exactly. The thing is, Mandalorians do have a code, and your kids yes. And they also have a shitload of proverbs. Thank you to Karen Travis. Raise your sons to be tough. Raise your daughters to be tougher.
Yep.
Like
And-
Vikings.
Yeah, basically.
Basically Vikings, yeah.
Yeah. Spartans, Vikings, Irish. There's hodgepodge of great cultures that were very tough and you didn't want to screw with them.
Yeah.
So now, considering this is basically how we do our versus streams, who's going to win this fight between an army of EU Mandos versus an army of Disney Mandos using all of their resources available to them?
So 5-on-5?
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean all of them? Because Disney hasn't really introduced that one.
The whole-
Like,
They have scattered clans in Disney, so it's basically 200 Mandos versus a million.
So
right, yeah,
so
like
how about
you're
we do
gonna get
how about we just do a 5-on-5? How about we do a 5-on-5 on this one?
5-on-5.
Yeah.
Well, all right,
Like their
fine.
5
We'll
best
do,
versus our 5 best.
we'll do five. We'll do 5 Mandos from the EU versus 5
Yeah, it makes it
Disney
more fair,
Mandos,
but yeah.
just to make it fair. Why not?
Even if you get Prime Vizsla versus Din Djarin, Prime Vizsla is gonna win. So
Yeah.
If we're bringing Mandalore the Ultimate into this fight, yeah, they're gonna be squashed, no problem at all.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Dino's out of again.
Never.
is that a
Never.
euphemism?
You may not have my Lucky Charms.
That's kind of creepy when you think about it, but okay.
Not the EU. I can't stand the European Union. Like my father before.
I love this. I love
That's,
this. Is,
that's a
so
good one.
I love your chest, bro. Your chest are full of crash and it's full of like just I don't know F's about humor. It's funny as hell.
Yeah,
I love that name, Darren. Like my father before me. He's just a giant elephant. I love it. Dude, you're awesome.
Your chest is just full of crash and it's funny.
Yeah, man. I'm joking about Orange Hat being Irish. Well, I actually am descended from Ireland, man.
Then how about this? And how about this one? How about this for 5-on-5? You have Mandalore the Ultimate, Mandalore the Magnificent, Tor Vizsla, the founder of the house,
Yeah.
Cassius Fett, and
Boba
Vizsla.
Fett. No, Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, yeah. So those 5 versus the 5 of
Put the
Dis-
fucking
Disney
Night Owls
Mandalorian.
against them. I mean,
yeah,
freaking, what's her name? Katie Sackhoff's character.
yeah. Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. So Din Djarin,
Pre-Vizsla.
Bo-Katan,
Pre-Vizsla.
Pre-Vizsla, yeah. Yeah, the
and
2 Mandalorians are with him in the
just
Mandalorian
3
show.
other obscure Mandalorians. I mean, all Mandalorians are supposed to be badasses anyway, but it's like, dude, fine.
Yeah.
But here's the
I'll
thing.
say this much. Good.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. All right.
No matter who you put up against them, Boba Fett would slaughter at least 3 of them.
Oh yeah. Me personally, if it comes down to those 5 figures versus the 5 figures of the Disney one, if you had both Mandalore the Ultimate and Mandalore the Magnificent on your team, yeah, you're toast. Because yeah, Boba Fett's badass, but those 2 together, those are bulldozer tanks.
How you doing, Amelia? Good to see you.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, like I said, Mandalore the Ultimate, Mandalore the Magnificent, they're like bulldozer tanks in armor.
Oh, yeah.
They would just destroy you.
Even if you
'Cause
put
like I said-
Andros Ordo, Mandalore the Redeemed, or
Yeah,
United.
that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, the Redeemer. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was thinking about Magnificent. I was thinking of the wrong one.
You also have-
Redeemer. Yeah.
Yep. You also have. I see Amelia. I saw you.
Hey, what's up?
Soul Assassin.
But-
It's okay, dude.
Yeah, but like I said, Mandalore the Redeemer and Mandalore the Ultimate. Yeah, those 2 together, they will bulldoze through all 5 of them by themselves. 'Cause they're very skilled leaders
Oh, yeah.
and skilled with blades too. They're basically the Thanos of the Mandalorians when you think about it.
One of my favorite parts from Coder 2 was when they were on the ship, the Ravager, going after, and the Mandalorians. One of them accidentally set off the charges too quick. And he's
Oh
like,
yeah, I remember that.
I offer you my. He's like, just keep the ship together as best as you can, and don't kill yourself until I tell you to. It's like, oh my god, dude. Candor.
But like, yeah.
John Segan did the best, or he is like one of the best people to voice hard grit characters. And he was the one who actually did Candorus Ordo, which in the Old Republic game you can actually find the skull of Candorus Ordo, and I'm like, who took his head? You can also find Goto and all the others from the games, or there's references to all of them throughout the games, and it's like, holy crap, man.
So I'll say one more thing about Mandalore the Ultimate. Mandalore the Ultimate is from what I've read and seen. He's the only Mandalorian who can make Lord Revan just kind of sweat when it comes to fight, because this is probably the toughest fight other than Lord Vitiate and Darth Malak that really made Revan just kind of take a step back and say, okay, this guy's a whole other animal. So when Revan started fighting Mandalore the Ultimate, he was sweating, dude. He was like just trying to do everything he can to take him out, which he did, of course. But like I said, Mandalore the Ultimate helped Revan sharpen his fighting technique as well. So Mandalore the Ultimate is a very fierce, ridiculously skilled Mandalorian.
Fred McWants Pie.
McWants Pie.
Well, thank you for stopping in, Chief N.
That's awesome.
Good to see you.
What's up,
Oh
Chief
my
N?
god.
Quick question. Are we talking Old Republic, man?
Yeah.
We're talking Mandalorians from the EU,
yeah.
a mix of all of them. I mean, even Shay Vizsla from the Old Republic game, she's EU, so she could also be in this fight. And I gotta say, a lot of people, or even her with her doubts and whatnot, she was still a very powerful Mandalorian. She fought along.
And she's lethal too. She's lethal as frick.
She sacked the she helped sack the Jedi Temple. She was killing Jedi like they were nothing.
Like they were younglings.
Yeah. She was killing hardened Jedi like it's like, really? You guys are all so freaking.
Definitely right there.
You're all so chivalrous with your force. Well, here's a couple missiles. Here's a nice little storm of flame. But yeah, Shay Vizsla is better than Bo-Katan. You're damn right she is.
Oh yeah, not even close. Yeah, Bo-Katan will be slaughtered on the site.
Bo-Katan like put her own sister in prison so that she could
she didn't get along with her sister. That is true.
It was kind of a split family.
There was like a weird thing going on there. You know, I watched the Clone Wars like once through, so you know, forgive me if my memory's not.
Yeah, Bo-Katan, if I remember right, she betrayed her sister. So Duchess Satine, she basically banished her with a death watch. Basically.
It's like, okay, so where's your honor? Aren't you a Mandalorian?
Yeah. So what honor does she have? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just nuts. And basically, this is a one-sided battle, so I don't even have to ask people who's going to win this. We automatically know it's going to be the EU. This is
if you wanted me to play devil's advocate, I can, but it's going to be hard.
Don't get me wrong; they are skilled. The EU Mandalorians are skilled. They do have some interesting weaponry, like those whistling birds from the Mandalorian, where you have auto-targeting mini missiles. Well, sure, shoot that against Mandalorians with Beskar on. They're going to be like
nothing.
Okay, that tickled a little bit.
Right.
Maybe they might get the wind knocked out of them. Sure.
When you think about it, the Beskar metal is basically adamantium. When you think about it, it's indestructible.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing. Beskar. A lot of people don't realize this. There are 2 or 3 different ors in Star Wars that are lightsaber resistant. One is not Durasteel, Cortosis.
Yeah, that's true.
That can take a lightsaber for about 15 seconds, and then the lightsaber will have burnt through it.
Yeah.
There's another one that is a little stronger than Cortosis, which would cause maybe 45 seconds to a minute. And then there's Beskar. You try stabbing a Mandalorian with Beskar, you're going to be pushing against that armor for over a day.
Yep.
The way that they show it in The Mandalorian, how it superheats really quickly, no,
That's not how it
not.
works.
Or that's. They said that was pure Beskar. That saber or that spear was
Staff.
pure Beskar,
Yeah.
and it's like bullshit. It wouldn't be heating up like that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Beskar is very resistant. They make swords that they can fight against Jedi with, called the Beskads. So
That was something really cool from this. Yeah, from the Mandalorian TV show was the Beskar spear. Like that
Yeah.
was
that
was
was
really dope.
interesting. Yes.
Like that was kind of cool.
Geeky,
Yeah,
anything to add so far?
It had its
Mhm.
moments, like little
Yeah.
tiny specks of
Yeah.
moments, but it was a tiny moment for sure.
Well, didn't Mando the Ultimate or Mando the Redeemer had a big giant Buster sword made of Beskar?
He
Yeah,
did.
remember-
I think it was like a
yeah.
broadsword.
So,
It wasn't just a spear.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah, so think about that. Think how massive that thing would be trying to swing that around.
I
Shit.
think it was chromium. Or I think you might be right, Fenrir. Also,
Okay.
yes, you can be lightsaber resistant with certain things. The reason why Cortosis was mined during the time of Darth Bane, where he was actually mining the Cortosis or veins, was because of their ability to be resistant to lightsabers. You add a
And Blaster Fire.
Cortosis blade to and give it vibrational energy and turn it into a vibro sword. You have one of the most powerful vibro swords.
Yep.
That can go up against that can actually go up against a lightsaber.
Yep.
Because there's a thing there's a whole. Take vibranium from Captain America. Can a lightsaber cut through vibranium? No,
Probably not.
unless you take out the vibration actuator, which allows
That's it,
the
yeah.
blade to stabilize
And deflect.
and deflect. Yes.
So we're gonna act like the vibranium shield is like a legitimate thing, even though it would never ricochet.
Yeah.
Like if it's vibranium and it like I don't know. That's a whole other topic, but it
Exactly.
wouldn't bounce off of everything. It's not a boomerang.
Yeah, but the thing are also one of the greatest. Or I am going to geek out on the Mandalorian a little bit. The episode where Boba Fett is back
With his armor.
When he gets back in his armor and he just starts busting through freaking stormtroopers.
Dad
Yes.
bod. Yes.
Yes, there are some of these stormtroopers were just shit shots, and some of them weren't even shooting. And Boba Fett's just gunning them down. It's like, yes, Boba Fett is very honorable. He wouldn't kill unarmed people, basically.
Yeah.
Sure. But technically, they were armed.
Yeah.
And the thing is, multiple stormtroopers are a threat.
Yep.
One or two, sure. You can mow down them or he was mowing them down with a freaking gaffy stick.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Yeah.
But the thing is, Boba Fett could also be ruthless.
Oh yeah. So I was gonna say when he had his armor back on, he's basically back in his element again.
Yeah.
When he put it back in his element.
I mean, I gotta give Robert Rodriguez props for the cinematography in that entire scene, where when he blasted the first guy and then turns and they do the zoom in to Boba Fett shooting, it's like, damn, that's badass.
Oh yeah.
Just punches one and
but of course, Boba Fett would not be complete without his famous ship as well, because that's my favorite starship. Yeah. That's probably my favorite starfighter of all Star Wars, in my opinion.
Boba Fett. Yes, you are right, Soul Assassin. He wouldn't hurt you unless he's paid to, or unless he has a vendetta against you.
Yep.
A lot of people thought that Han Solo thought that Boba Fett had a vendetta against him.
Mm-hmm.
Not true.
He was just paid to. Yeah.
He told him in the Yuzong Vong, you were nothing more than an assignment, than a job, than a bounty.
Yep.
It's the Jedi I had a problem with.
Right.
Even this way, if the Republic have enough money to pay him to do something, he'll do it for the Republic too.
Oh yeah.
He's just a bounty hunter. He'll do anything for money. So.
Yep.
Yeah, the merc. Yeah.
The thing is,
Anyway.
the rebellion, or he would not take bounties from the rebellion though, because he knew that right now, I have taken bounties for the Empire. If I take a bounty for the rebellion,
Can't
nope,
be hunted, but
I would be slaughtered. He's not
true.
dumb. Also,
No.
Boba Fett happens to be the richest person in the galaxy of Star Wars.
Well,
He
I would
literally is a trillionaire.
Yeah, I would say this though. If it's the right job, I think Boba Fett would do that. But like I said, he wouldn't do it against the Empire because he would be destroyed, of course. But I'm
Yeah.
saying if the Republic or the Rebellion paid them enough for a specific assignment, I think he would do it, depending on what it was.
It
Yeah.
seems like to me though, like the Disney Mandalorians are no more than just like dudes in
Pay
an
for
armor
hire.
suit.
Yeah,
Pay for hire,
dudes in
yeah.
armor. For
Yeah.
dudes in armor. I mean, sure. That scene in the first season where the other Mandalorians were saving Din
awesome.
Djarin's ass.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then again, it's like, this is the way. This is the way. This is the way. It's like, shut up. That's the way. Because
it is interesting though when Din Djarin meets Bo-Katan and he's
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
he's all weird about them taking off their helmets, and she's like, "Oh, you follow like this other way, like we
Death
don't
Watch.
follow."
Yeah.
it's like he's a child of the Watch, which means he's a
Right.
child of Death Watch. And it's like,
Yeah.
That's what brings back to my point by saying that they finally tried to make Death Watch the warriors of old or the warriors of the old Republic. And Bo-Katan said, "Yeah, you're a child of the old ways. You're a child of the old warriors," or something like that. That's what
Yeah,
brings it back
and-
to my point.
and here's another thing. So is Bo-Katan, but yet
Mhm.
she still took off her helmet.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
it's just weird. I mean, these would have to be like very Puritan, pure
No, I
Mandalorian.
agree. Yeah,
Because in the KOTOR games,
fun games.
until or when Canderous became Mandalore,
hmm
he didn't remove his armor. He didn't remove his helmet. He slept in it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yep.
So yes, I can understand that they actually did use that to a Puritan sense.
hmm
So yes, I can understand that that was actually
A thing.
a thing. But you got to look really far back for it.
For sure.
For thousands of years. Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like, oh my, where'd you get that armor? This armor's been in my family for generations. Take it
Define
off.
how. Well, the question is, I define generations.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people are. I liked this version of Boba Fett in The Mandalorians simply because it was Boba Fett again. I mean, yes, I admit that is my bias. But when it comes to Boba Fett in the books, it is a different Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
He's more. Yeah, in my opinion, the Boba Fett in the books is more of a scrapper than a ruthless fighter, in my opinion. But yeah, I see where you're coming from.
the Boba Fett in the books is basically honestly he didn't want anything to do with Mandalorians.
Yeah, like just a scrapper.
After his father died, he focused on being a journeyman, and then he focused on his family for a little bit until he got exiled from Concord Dawn, and then he just focused on being a bounty hunter. And then Braylor came and he's like, Alpha's dead. We need you to come in. We need you to lead us.
So where do you think that they'll take? Since I mean, I know 3 of the 4 of us speaking. I can't speak for Geeky because I don't know if she said she was going to watch season 3. But do you think that they'll, jump more into that in season 3, or?
Honestly, I don't know, and I
Well,
because they introduced, he's got the dark saber, which means he's
gonna eventually have to fight her. He's gonna He's gonna eventually have to fight him, but that is
kind of
sketchy because of the whole logic there. Because what's her name gave her the dark saber.
Gave it to her. Yeah. But
It's like,
I was gonna mention about the Boba Fett. The very end of season 2, they mentioned Book of Boba Fett. So I think they might have more explained in his separate story instead of Mandalorian season 3, in my opinion. But I think season 3 will be the journey back to Mandalore, because
Yeah.
during this time of the Mandalore planet is basically taken over by the Empire, or what's left of the Empire.
They turned it into a pile of glass, basically, according to what's.
Yeah.
How you doing, Soul or Sith Lord? Also, does Caitlin have a YouTube channel?
Not as of yet. I'm building up a blog with videos there, and I haven't built
I'd love to check it out.
Because
well, when I buy the domain name and stuff, I'll let you guys know. It'll be on Twitter.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Because Soul Assassin does plugs for us in the channel because he's a moderator.
Nice.
And thank you for doing that, Soul Assassin. But yeah, right
Always a
now
pleasure, Soul Assassin.
she's a non-content profile.
Yeah, same with me. I'm still trying to get my stuff for my laptop and different things, but I'm hoping to get my channel up and running pretty soon too.
And quick question: is Soul Assassin? Are you a Kevin Ross fan?
Is what?
What?
Soul Assassin, Kevin Ross.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
We don't know exactly who I've never known him by.
He's a Muay Thai guy. That's like his fighter name is Soul Assassin. I don't know if that was.
One of the characters.
Yeah. Well, that's just his handle. We always go by handles here, unless you don't have a handle yet.
Unless you're me.
Yeah. But yeah, then there's there's other YouTubers like Giovanna. Well, she hasn't been, or she kind of retired from YouTubing, but Giovanna Banana, as she called herself. No,
wait, she retired? Why?
Who? No. Stress, basically. Stress.
Okay, gotcha.
And I don't blame her. Shout out to Giovanna. She had a great channel.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed it.
She wanted to focus on her drumming, which is pretty cool. She's a high schooler.
Nothing wrong with that.
Let her grow a little.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I was kind of curious why she had retired, but that's cool. Yeah.
Well, she was young. But anyway. So basically, yes, we're all of the agreement that the EU Mandalorians would slaughter the
in like 2 seconds.
Exactly.
I'll just say this: Mandalore the Ultimate or Mandalore the Redeemer, either of them, they're gonna look at Din Djarin, but who are you supposed to be? He would just slice the head right off with that big giant sword of his, just clean off his shoulders.
They're like puppies, yeah, right. Compared to
Geeky, still having audio problems.
I don't know if she's even at the mic or not, but
Geeky.
Okay, are you asking me who would win?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying the EU, 10 out of 10 all the time.
Excellent. Price is right. Out of 10, who would win?
Can I say 11 out of 10?
Yeah, sure, if you want.
11 out of 10, yeah.
All right, Caitlin.
Yeah, EU would definitely wipe the floor with them for sure. Like 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Same here, 10 out of 10. Because let's just face it, when you restart a universe, you get rid of all the great stuff that belonged to the characters that you're rebooting.
Well, not only got rid of the universe, and they just stole back the cool bits. It's like pick a side. Do you want to erase it or do you want to keep it or parts of it?
Don't go.
What's happening?
Yeah,
what's happening, Phil?
Jango Fett's origin story was used for the Mandalorian Din Djarin. Basically, yeah.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
They robbed him of that.
Pretty much.
But I will still freaking geek out during that episode where Boba Fett was in the Mandalorian and kicking ass. I mean,
yep, back in his element.
He takes out the transports. He was aiming for the other one, and he's like, "Nice shot." I was aiming for the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty clever.
Don't cock the fat. Don't.
Yeah, one YouTuber actually called that the 3-pointer of Star Wars. The 3-pointer, just one long shot takes out both of them by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect. I will say that I geeked out with Ahsoka Tano. I enjoyed Clone Wars, and so when Ahsoka Tano showed up, I was like, "Oh, everyone, shut up! Shut up, everyone! Shut up!"
Well, yeah. Well, my geeking part was the very ending of season 2. We all know that one.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing that could really touch. As much as I enjoy, this is my own opinion, that I enjoy Ahsoka Tano for her unique story arc in the Star Wars fandom, but Luke Skywalker, he's Luke Skywalker.
And for me, not watching The Mandalorian going forward, it was a good ending. Like
that was perfect.
It was a good ending for me. I'm happy
Emotional.
with stopping it right there. Like Luke coming in and saving the day, and
because here's the thing: even with the post-credit scene with Boba Fett going to Jabba's palace and just
kill everybody,
frying the fat
bit for tuna.
I mean, it's like, dude, how you're not a Hutt.
Nope.
Why would you? No.
Yeah,
but I've heard so many. Oh shit.
Like I said, even when he takes over Jabba's palace, it's probably going to be his new house. But he's not going to rule. He's not going to rule all of Hutt space. That's impossible.
No, hell no, he would not. Because here's the thing: the Hutts would hunt him.
Well, they would destroy him because all the massive wealth and all the things they could do with that.
Yes.
Yeah, they would slaughter.
Not even Boba Fett could stem a tide of the Hutt cartel.
Well, my question is though, at that point, how many Hutts are left though? Because since Jabba's dead, no, who's the last of the Hutts? That's what I'm wondering.
The Hutts were still in Hutt space. He also had his son Rhoda.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying which Hutts were left?
But even in the EU,
the Hutts have been strong since. Anakin was a baby.
Yeah, I mean,
so I don't think that they would dwindle just because the Empire collapsed.
Jabba was 100 years. Jabba was 100 years older than Yoda.
Yeah.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is that I was asking how many Hutts are left though, because it doesn't specify in the movies that Jabba's the last of the Hutts. We don't see that, but that's why I'm wondering which other Hutts are still alive to rule the Hutt space.
Oh, there was other ones. Gardula, I believe, was still alive.
Still alive, okay.
There was other ones as well.
So there's at least 3 left, and Boba Fett's a dead man.
Yeah, even in the EU, Jabba had a son. I can't remember his name. But Jabba's clan
Zero.
name.
I think it's Zero.
No. He was alive in the Yuzong Fong War, and the clan name for Jabba's clan was the Djiliak.
Yeah, that'll probably yeah.
And It's like Jabba is something the Djiliak, and it's like that's a weird name. I'll just stick with Jabba.
but either way, there's about at least 3 Hutts still out there. Then yeah, Boba Fett's a dead man at that point.
Mm-hmm. And we'll sausage the Hutt.
But even for me though, when I was watching that scene, why kill Bill Fortuna? What did he do to you? He's like, you could have just kicked his ass out of the chair. It's like, I don't need you. Just get out of the chair. Why'd you just shoot him, man? It was just
because the thing is, because after Boba Fett fell into the Sarlacc, Jabba possibly said, if he does come out, kill him.
So basically, it's kind of a payback kind of thing. Then
it's basically just tying up a loose end and taking advantage of a situation.
Gotcha.
But
it's so funny to me. It's comical. It's like, why kill him? He didn't do anything to you.
One of the worst things that they did was they had Boba Fett paint his armor again. It's like, no, you don't do that.
Well,
in the EU, your armor is your story. Your armor is your life.
All the little things,
all the dings, all the dents, all the scratches, all the paint scars are a story.
There's actually a theory going. You know the big dent that's on top of his helmet.
Yeah.
There's actually a theory behind that. If you guys want to hear this one,
it is from what's his name?
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. Yeah.
Yeah. You know about
Cad Bane. Yep.
Yeah.
It was originally supposed to be in that series. It was originally supposed to be in season 7.
I was so mad because, like I said, I would love to see that showdown between Boba and Cad Bane. That last draw. Who's the faster? I would love to see that.
I would love to see it too.
And that tells me that when I saw the ding on his helmet, that tells me that Cad Bane is fast, but like I said, the Beskar armor or the armor he had was protecting him.
Because actually in the EU, that armor was not Beskar. That was Durasteel trash.
But it still worked though. Yeah.
It still worked, but then during the Legacy of the Jedi, the Darth Caedus series, he got his upgrade to actual Beskar.
Okay.
And he got his same coloring and whatnot. And thing was, in that time period, he was in his 70s, but he was still good, or he was still spry. He was a degenerating clone, but they had to use, but because of the one of the nulls, Zhang Skarada, he got treated and was able to make a full recovery.
I will say this.
Go ahead. No.
Keep going.
No,
you.
you.
All right, fine. I was gonna say my favorite character of all time from Clone Wars is Cad Bane, because he was that scoundrel bounty hunter, and I enjoyed that character so much. But
yeah. I like Cad Bane too.
He was my favorite character in the Clone Wars. Anyway.
But yeah, we are getting to 55 top of the day hour, which this was, like I said, folks, this was not your normal versus stream because this was a Disney versus EU, and we automatically know who is superior.
Yeah.
That's why I'm still laughing that he did the Rey one. I was like, why? Why do the Rey one? That was the most
because I wanted to shame Disney to the point where they could not recover, and it worked.
Oh,
I mean, you literally, Rey's supposed to be this perfect, all-powerful Force user that's like the second coming of Christ in a galaxy that Christ never existed. Well, here's the thing. Put her up against a real daughter of an emperor.
Yeah.
Like somebody who was more powerful than her father.
What was crazy is like in episode 9 when you hear Anakin's voice and he's like, yeah, Rey, bring balance to the Force like I did. Well, if Palpatine's here, you bring balance to the Force then, did you?
Exactly.
Stupid.
And that's why a lot of people don't embrace the Disney trilogy. I will not call it the sequel trilogy.
No, I do not either. Yeah,
it does not deserve
the 6 movies of Anakin's rise and his fall. It completely undermined the whole.
Well, I think it's more rise than fall than redemption because I said the
it is the whole
redemption story.
He needed to fall in order to. I mean,
to be honest,
a clean slate, but
to be honest, Anakin Skywalker was basically Jesus Christ.
For sure, yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, that is basically
except for going evil, but yeah.
Right.
Well, even Christ had to go to hell, so.
Well, he didn't turn to the dark side. Anyway, he has a point. He didn't turn evil. He didn't kill anybody.
I mean, immaculate conception, like the Force
needs to be
alive in order for him to,
If you really want to say that Jesus wasn't evil, just remember, he cursed a freaking tree.
It's a damn tree. What the?
He's like, you ain't gonna give me any fig. You're never gonna produce fruit again.
There's more behind that.
Here's the thing, folks. I'm not a very big Catholic, but I am Catholic, so I have read the Bible a little bit. And when I read that passage where he curses a freaking fig tree because it wouldn't give him fruit, it's like, that's a little bit petulant there, kid.
Well, you're talking to a Christian pastor's son, so I can relate. But I just when you bring that up, I just laugh so much. I'm like, really? You bring that up here?
I can do the whole comedian against religion, but I'm not going to. That's a whole nother time. But we are going to start wrapping this up. And I do want to thank everybody. Geeky, I know you've been muted for a while, but still, thank you for being here.
Yeah, sorry about that. My nieces are going crazy.
Yeah, we hear in the background.
It's completely okay.
Understandable. Yeah.
Caitlin, thank you for joining. Great review.
Pleasure to meet you guys, or meet you, Caitlin.
Nice to meet you too. Price is Right.
Did you just misgender them?
I'm one of those. See, my channel is called The Price is Right Review because I'm a conservative, so The Price is Right Review. So I'm reviewing stuff from conservative. So basically, I'm saying I don't give an F what you call yourself. If you're born a guy, I'm calling you a guy. If you're born a girl, I'm calling you a girl. Tough.
Anyway,
deal with it.
So everybody, stay tuned for 2 weeks from now.
Sweet.
where we are doing the battle of the ultimate vampire showdown.
Oh,
Which is-
Alucard from Castlevania
Oh, yeah.
versus Alucard from Helsing Ultimate.
ooh.
Geeky might join us for that one, from what I remember. Riot Kitty, who recommended it, is going to be joining us. And let me see who else is going to be on that one. Right now, the roster sits at. Let me just pull this up. This is taking way too long for my taste. Thank you. Yeah, Riot Kitty, Angela Straven, Geeky, possibly. Does anybody else want in on it?
I'm not much of a vampire lore. That's more my sister's thing, so I'll probably set this one out. So which maybe Caitlin take it if she wants, or what?
Caitlin, would you like to join in on the Alucard versus Alucard?
You know, I will have to get back to you on that. I'm not sure my schedule, but I have watched both, so I could give my 2 cents.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
I'll put you in as a possible. Caitlin,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah, so yeah, just put me down as a wild card in case none of you guys work out. Just consider me a wild card on
Well,
that one.
tell your sister to get a dang YouTube channel so I can bring her on then.
No, she's not into that thing. She's going to do her own thing. But I'm just saying, as far as Harry Potter, the vampire lore, that's more her thing. But yeah, but I said just consider me as a wild card in case none of you guys work out or the other two doesn't work out.
All right, we'll do.
Cool.
But yes, folks, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to
Sweet.
Fenrir Fire, Phil TMNT, Soul Assassin,
Dino.
yep, Happy Dino 8000. How many others? Sith Lord, I know, was also in here. Subhuman 84, thank you for joining.
Dino, you bad boy.
Yeah. Darren, like my father before me. Fred wants pie. G-Fan 84.
Good
And
dude.
who
G-Fan
else?
84.
I see Caitlin was also in the chat.
Yeah.
Amelia Skywalker, thank you for joining. Pastor G, thank you for joining and thank you for tuning in.
Pleasure to have you, brother.
Yep.
From another.
It's always a pleasure to have all you guys in the chat. Who else? Subhuman Happy Dinah. And that is it. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for next
Seaweed.
or 2 weeks from
Sorry for
now.
muting the whole time.
That's
You're
okay.
good.
And stay tuned for next week where I am continuing the Caesar trilogy with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
My
With
favorite of all of them.
Mads, with Mads and who else is in that one?
I'll take this one. That's my favorite of all the three.
Well, hold on 1 minute.
All right, well, I gotta get going, so I
Okay.
will catch you next time.
Well, Price is Right.
Yeah,
You're
later,
automatically in it. So yeah,
Later, Geeky.
Mads, Mongo, and
Bye.
you. Yeah. All right. Take it easy, Geeky. And this has been Orange Hat Reviews and Panel.
Sweet.
And catch you all in the next one. Until then, stay
Bye.
humble. Also, before I go, I almost forgot. Tune in for tomorrow morning's on Lethal Lightning's channel as he does the full Aussie with Lyndon and Lyndon Howell and Raging Rhino. Also,
Ooh.
tomorrow, make sure if you do tune in and you're a new person, tell or say congratulations to Lyndon for reaching 1K subscribers.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, folks, definitely tune into the full Aussie. Now this has been Orange Hat Reviews. Take it easy and catch you all on the next one. Until then, stay humble.